start. All right, we're live. Hey, everybody, I'm Josh Wiggler with THR, talking here with USA's Mr. Robot star, Rami Malek. What's going on, Rami? Hello, friend. How are you?
Hello, friend.
Things are good. Things are well.
Good, yeah.
Things are pretty good in this guy's life. We are here to meet your Emmy nominee, Rami Malek, nominated for an Emmy for Mr. Robot. That's going to be pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty up there.
Yeah. How has that been, just like handling Emmy-nominated Rami Malek? Is that like, does it make you walk around differently?
Yes.
Like everything is like the Steal My Sunshine sequence from season 1. You're just bubbling around.
I have music playing in my ear the whole time. Yeah, that's exactly like that third episode from the first season.
Right.
It feels
So it's
like that.
pretty good times to be Rami Malek.
Nothing can go wrong.
Nothing can go wrong. Everything is going great right now.
Until the actual night.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Everything's going well. Here we are live here on Facebook Live. We're taking questions from you guys. Please feel free to leave your questions and comments in the comments thread as we are going through this. First, let's talk a little bit about this Emmy nomination. Where were you when you found out that you were getting nominated for Mr. Robot this season?
I was in the bathroom. I know. I was asleep. I just tried. We had worked a late night on the show previous, so I was pretty much just trying to get some rest and trying everything I could not to think about it. And then my phone just started blowing up like crazy.
So just like sleep deprived, answering the phone.
Well, even then, when your phone starts ringing or buzzing, you're like, is this still? You still think it could be bad news too. You never know.
It's like, sorry, Rami.
Yeah.
Bad news.
I wouldn't be the first to tell you that it didn't work.
Right. So you wake up, you have this phone call, you have this news. What's going through your mind? Have you been prepared for the possibility? Was it something that you really thought about?
I just really tried not to, give it so much focus, but yeah, of course it's in the back of your head. It's such a huge honor, and so you can't really try to remove it from your psyche.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was something I was thinking about, and it was just a thrilling moment to get those messages and get those phone calls, from family, from publicists, from a lot of people that care
Busy
about
day.
me. Busy
day.
day.
Getting a lot of pinged messages, all
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
And then seeing who the company I was with was another thing that just raised the moment for me. I mean, such great actors.
Yeah, you've got like Matthew Rhys is in there, Bob Odenkirk. It's a pretty extensive list.
Love those guys.
Yeah, so that's cool company to be in.
Pretty great company, yeah.
You mentioned that you were, you'd basically just gone to sleep. You'd been filming. It'd been a late night. What are the nights like when you're shooting a show like Mr. Robot? Such a dark show, such an intense show. How intense is the actual shoot? And in terms of like physically being there, are there a lot of late nights when you're shooting Mr. Robot?
There are lots of long hours shooting Mr. Robot. But we've been working together now for 2 years. This crew and this cast. So it's become very much a well-oiled machine. It's for me a really enjoyable place to go to work. Everybody's giving 110% every second.
Yeah.
So that's fun. I mean, it's fun when you're doing all of that and you have moments to just kind of sit down and take it all in. Shooting in New York is exceptional.
Yeah.
You get to run around New York at 4 o'clock in the morning with camera crew.
It's like a legal excuse to do it. You're not getting in any trouble.
Yeah.
So that's pretty fun.
Yeah, you can get away with a lot once you have a few permits in this city.
Right. You mentioned enjoyable. Is that a word you would use to describe playing Elliot, who is such a tortured character, is suffering through mental illness, is suffering through some other things that we learned last week? No spoilers right now. Is that an enjoyable character to spend time with, or is there a different word you would use?
You're right. Is he enjoyable? As an actor, it gives you so much to play around with that, yes, I do enjoy it because, there are things, I get to do playing Elliot that, it would take you 4 other characters you'd have to combine to do the thing.
Well, he might have 4 characters in him. We still don't know.
He might, yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens by season 5.
Yeah, we'll see when we get there. I think we have a question from Facebook Live. Let's hear it.
Yeah, so they want to know, obviously this is grounded in a little bit of reality and a little bit of sci-fi as well. Do you have any major sci-fi influences? Anything you particularly enjoy?
Anything very sci-fi that comes into your world, whether it's approaching Mr. Robot or just your general approach to the work?
I've never been into sci-fi. Is that crazy?
Different strokes.
Never gravitated to it. But the show really isn't. It's very much grounded in reality. I would say that this show, it's not a sci-fi show whatsoever.
Yeah, I think like the psychological aspects, and there's a lot of surreal vision sequences. I think that's baked into how Elliot views the world. How would you define that stuff? You know, like the sitcom sequence or any of these sort of illusory worlds that Elliot creates for himself.
You know, that's the thing, is that they're the worlds that he's created, and in his mind's eye are very real. I mean, as far as Elliot's concerned, all of these things, you know, are not, they're not necessarily figments of his imagination, but, you know, events that he's actually enduring, things that he's going through on a day-to-day basis that, you know, happen to be shocking at times and very surprising, but to him, I mean, that's the world he lives in.
Yeah.
That's his mental state.
How do you get into Elliot's mental state? You know, what sort of preparation went into understanding what a character like this is going through? What kind of research you did to start playing Elliot from that perspective?
I basically asked Sam Esmail, the writer and creator of the show and now director of second season, which drugs Elliot was going to do all the seasons, and I just started to do whatever he did, and I tried each.
You understand, we are live here. We can't cut around that part. That is on the record now.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah.
No, I just, you know, I did my favorite part of getting ready, or actually having a role is preparing for it.
Yeah.
So, just doing all the work ahead of time, the research. I mean, researching different types of mental illness, hacking, just thinking about how lonely this guy was, you know, how grief-stricken, and then, you know, working with a therapist just to prepare to get in that mindset.
So you have your own on-set Krista.
I do, basically. Yeah. Offset Krista.
Offset Krista.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's great.
She's really great.
Yeah. It's the look of Elliot, too. I believe you can clarify. Now, there's some stories about that hoodie that Elliot wears so often. Yeah. Is that really your hoodie, or was that your idea to bring to Elliot?
It is. It is my hoodie. It took a week. You know, we kept trying on hoodies for the pilot, and nothing seemed to fit particularly well.
Yeah.
Nothing seemed to look particularly great.
Right.
Really lived in.
But you had this hoodie in the project.
I got mine, and I said, you know, you always worry because you need double. I mean, all the things that Elliot puts himself through. He's you know, vomit. He's getting thrown.
A lot of bodily fluids involved.
There are, right?
Some crazy trips.
So there's only so much that tried and true hoodie can handle, and you have to bring in some reinforcements. But I've opted to wear that one as much as possible.
So that's what I believe you've called the OG hoodie, is that correct?
That is the OG hoodie.
Yeah. Okay, I did my research. I figured that out. We've got another question from Facebook Live. What do we got?
So Vanessa wants to know, is there any show on air or in the past that you wish you could have starred on?
Ooh, good question.
Oh, that is a really good question. Yeah.
Full House, or did you scratch that itch a couple of weeks ago?
I really loved, Urkel's character. Family Matters.
In the reboot, I would love to see you as Steve Urkel. I think that would be interesting.
I think I could handle that. Sadly and oddly,
he also has some duality
far,
with Stefan and Steve Urkel and you and Mr. Robot, so you can access that.
Yeah, I really could.
Yeah. Is there a more serious answer? Is there a show that you wish that you could have been on, either currently airing or something that's off the air now?
God, I would say, look, who wouldn't want that Jesse Pinkman role in Breaking Bad, but I don't think anybody could have done it better than Aaron Paul, of course. I love that Jimmy Darmody role in Boardwalk Empire.
Sure.
It was great, but ultimately, I think I would have made a really good Tony Soprano.
Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, a young Tony Soprano.
I feel like that's good. That could be great. All right, another question from Facebook Live. Let's see. What do we got that follows up Tony Soprano?
Heather wants to know, did you have any actor or actress that you watched that inspired you while you were growing up?
Wow.
Heavy question. Digging deep into your roots.
Digging deep. You know, I would say, who really inspired me? I'd say, I loved watching Dustin Hoffman growing up.
Yeah.
I loved watching, obviously, Tom Hanks, who didn't love that. Watching Downey do Chaplin, that was pretty special moment as well.
Do you have memories of watching Christian Slater? You know, leading into going to Mr. Robot, like when you were going in and you knew he's involved with this, is that like scratching any sort of deep-seated nerdy itch?
Oh yeah, I was just hoping, on that Ferris wheel I was going to get a little clearance every now and then. True romance.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I was a huge fan of Christians and still am, and True Romance was a seminal film for me growing up.
So you were excited about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, who didn't love those movies?
Yeah.
Heathers.
Yeah.
Pump Up the Volume.
Hell yeah, absolutely. All right, another Facebook question.
So Norm has a good one. Having played the character for 2 seasons now, how much input do you have with the show as far as the character direction?
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, I know that Sam Esmail, who is the creator of the show, he directed every episode this season. It sounds like the cast and Sam, you guys have a pretty close relationship. What sort of input do you have in where Elliot goes, or maybe where Elliot responds to things, how he responds to things?
Yeah, he's kind of let me chart the course for where Elliot will go throughout season 3. So I'm in the middle of writing that all right now.
Seriously?
No.
Oh my God, that would have been a great scoop. It also would have been very cool.
It would have been very cool. I don't know if he left me to my own devices.
How would that look? Would that be bad? Would that be great?
He'd probably be napping a lot more than usual.
You'd be resting up a lot.
Elliot goes on vacation. It'd be a lot of, Ernest goes to camp.
That'd be great. Another, he's talking to Vern. It all connects back together. In terms of story direction, though, do you talk to Sam about where Elliot's going, or is that something that you want to be along for the surprise? You referenced Breaking Bad earlier. I know that was something that Bryan Cranston just kind of wanted to be along with Walt's journey. Is that similar to your approach with Elliot?
No, I mean, I try to pick his brain as early and often as possible to know the direction he's going. I want to be informed. I want, the more I have, to build upon, the more I have, that I can reference, that I can think about in terms of where he's going to go. It just helps me, as an actor, to really know him inside and out. But yeah, I talk to him. I want to know as much as possible. So there are a lot of phone calls, a lot of sit downs, a lot of coffees.
Yeah.
Between Sam
all of the coffee. Yeah. Forecasting ahead to Emmy night. Let's say this is a hypothetical situation. You, Rami Malek, you are in charge of the seating chart at the Emmys. You can sit next to whoever you want. Who do you want on either side of you?
Damn.
Tough question.
That is really...
Yeah. Ernest and Vern?
Ernest and Vern.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Dom Perignon and Moet Chandon.
That's good. I like that. Another question. If you could choose anybody in the world to deliver your Emmy acceptance speech, if you are so lucky as to be standing up there on Emmy night, if somebody can accept the Emmy on your behalf and give a big speech on your behalf, who would that be?
You got to give it to the iconic voice of Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Right?
That'd be good.
Come on.
March of the Robots.
Yeah. Right.
That'd be good.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
I'd watch that.
Yeah, I would watch that too. Final question. Do you have any advice for Emmy host Jimmy Kimmel? Anything that you would say to him as he is approaching Emmy night?
Don't fuck it up, Jimmy.
There you go. Yeah. Solid advice from Mr. Robot himself, from Elliot Alderson, from Rami Malek. Rami, really fun. Really good to talk to you.
It's a pleasure, Josh.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Really fun to hear from you guys. Hope you guys enjoy. And check out thr.com/Mr. Robot for much more on Mr. Robot.
Until next time.
Goodbye, friends.